We're going with the rad hat today, everybody. I'm Steve Reinharz, CEO of Artificial Intelligence Technology Solutions, trading on the OTC Pinks as AITX. And I'm deep in rad stuff. That is where our bread is buttered. It's so fun. We're going to talk about what's happening, what's been happening. So the first thing is, oh my God, we only put out one press release this week. Wow. Okay. Folks, the number of press releases, it's my efforts to keep everybody informed on a wider level than watch my videos, read my tweets, and so forth, okay? We have been busy. There's been a ton happening, which is why I'm actually still wearing my rad hat, because when I'm doing, business, I wear my rad hat. When I'm speaking with investors, I put my AITX hat on, but it's rad these days. A slow press release week, but I also want to say that it's been an overall stock market slow volume week as well. And, volume is opportunity, and we'd never like it when anybody has low volume. But I think that this liquidity crisis has to do with some banking, has to do with some debt crisis. This is me speculating. I don't know what it is. But I do know that everything comes in a cycle. And I remember a couple administrations ago when we had similar brinkmanship and couldn't kind of get agreement on with debts crisis, et cetera. And liquidity left the market and things kind of looked grim for a bit. So I feel that we're kind of repeating that pattern, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I do know that liquidity comes and goes. Let's talk about RAD and let's see what's happening right now. I've got 6 points that I wrote down that I want to share with everybody. And the first one I already did. That was the press release. I do want to share that, I've been having a much greater personal concentration with my time on sales, and that is for a few different reasons. Number one, a lot of our roadmap has been finalized now. I wanted to show it this week. I wanted to show it to you all today, but the materials weren't where I wanted them to be. So I sent the team kind of back to the drawing board with some kind of more specific instructions as to how I wanted it. Should be ready in a week or two, probably 2, and I'll share with you why. But anyway, so product roadmap is set, resourcing is set, all of that work that's required is set, and it's a huge accomplishment for me. Now I get to go back to something that I also love, which is sales, helping the sales team, and working to move our big funnel, a big funnel that I've talked about, that I've shared, through the process of getting those final signatures. And it's fun. It's fun. Now, I will share in the sales side that we have about roughly, depending on what you want to consider catalyst, I would say between 1 and 2 dozen catalysts, probably more, of things that could take and go and be big for our business. So I'm working on those catalysts because they could be so significant to us. And of course, I'm supported by a team that's really doing most of the heavy lifting along the way. I'm coming in, seeing how I can help. So that's sales, that's funnel, that's point number 1. Point number 2, which I just mentioned, is that we wrapped up a lot of work. We wrapped up a ton of work. Hey, what is our new product schedule going to be? What are those dates? What is it going to be? What's the functionality going to be? What's the minimum viable product? So we have our 18-month roadmap finished. It's being put into a format easy to digest for both the industry and the market. And I'm excited to get that into everybody's hands. Okay, and that'll be, like I said, a week or 2. Probably I'll hold it for 2 weeks, maybe 3, but I'll share with you why on one of the other points. Now, that's where we're at with that, and this is why I'm able to focus in on sales where I want to be anyway. But let's talk about Rio, okay? Lots of work wrapped on that this week. And I think everybody knows that we sold out on our first 35 Rio before we actually had built a Rio. So that's very, very cool. And we're building those Rios and Rio Minis and getting them out the door as quickly as we can. And we've learned a lot along the way, as you can imagine. So Rio version 2 is going to be announced soon. and as well as the opening order that we've, given instructions to production, how many to make. And the opening order, I think, is fabulous. And hopefully you guys do as well. But it's based on sales projections. It's based on our business development team saying, Steve, we need this many Rio. We know we can sell them by fiscal year end. And I'm like, okay, hey, I listened to the team. We have a great team. So Rio, I do wish we had come up with Rio a couple years earlier. I think our financials would be different in a good way, but we didn't. We got it now. We're getting traction, and if we play our cards right, it'll have a significant impact on this year's fiscal results. So we're jumping in that in a big way. Let's keep moving. A little bit different here. We're going to talk international. Now, everybody knows, I try to live by this old statement, if you can't be successful in your own backyard, you've got no reason to leave it. And I feel enough success in the United States to start entertaining discussions with rad fans working in other parts of the world. Now, we have our dear partners, Civitas, that have been fantastic, working hard with us and working through some communication issues on the cellular side in Europe that have been pesky and difficult to solve. Okay, we'll get through it. It's technical. We'll always get through it with enough time and emphasis. But there's 3 other markets that I might be able to announce in June that we are entering. And I think that is exciting and notable, so I want to share that with you guys. So that's awesome. Now, item number 5, the big TV show. And you all know I don't even know what to say, so I just sit, I shake my head, I pinch myself. It's so awesome. Our guy Matt should be back home end of next week. So this lets you know that filming is wrapping, okay, which is great, because that brings us closer to production. I'll share with you, an interesting little side bit here. Writers strike, in California and Hollywood. I guess all the writers that are in part of that union. I think that it caused us to this is my speculation. I think that it caused kind of like, they were going to do the same show that's coming to America, but they were going to do it in the UK. And they said, hey, we're not going to do it right now. I think it's involved. So I just want to let everybody know that writer's strike in Hollywood, I think, affected all of us in that way that show is delayed potentially, or it might not roll at all. I don't know. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. Who knew? Anyway, okay. So I believe that the network is going to start promotion of the show May 22nd or thereabouts, plus or minus. And, they do saturation, marketing, right? Because they got the show. They want everyone to watch it. It's on prime time. It's a huge deal for them, for everybody. So expect to see that on May 22nd. I hope that we're in the promos. I don't know. I'm told that we're in every episode. So why wouldn't we be in the promos? And part of the product that's in that made us, and some other reasons as well, adjust our product roadmap. So that's why our product roadmap release will now kind of dovetail in with the show. It all kind of fits together. Me and sales, you see how there's a plan? You see how things kind of come together sometimes? So that's kind of fun, and I can't wait to share it with you. And I think you all are going to be like, I can't believe this. It's awesome. It's awesome. The show is awesome. I just can't keep smiling. Can't stop smiling. Okay, item 6. You know how I always seek to connect and to share with everybody, bring more eyes to AITX, bring more eyes to RAD, bring more eyes to autonomous remote services, which is our core fundamental belief that we build solutions upon. So on advice and input from some of the people in my orbit, we have created something called Minute AI. And it's me talking about something happening in AI or something like that. And we recorded the first couple, and I think we'll start putting them out next week. I think I'll lay down a couple more this weekend. So it should be fun, interesting content that just adds to the brand. hopefully keeps elevating us as a voice for AI in facility management and security going forward. So keep an eye on that. Minute AI is coming out. Folks, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I can go on and on. I can't go on and on, though, because you've got stuff to do. Have a great weekend. I got to burn the rest of daylight here at my desk. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Thank you so much.